I was just thinking about how, like, when I'm stuck in that tension, I'll tell people, like my opponent sometimes, like, it's like, what's wrong? Why are you freaking all freaking going crazy or being so frustrated on missing a shot or something like that? And it's like, well, or they'll be like, oh, just calm down. It's, no big deal or whatever, something like that, and it's like it has nothing. The reason why I'm being like this, it has nothing to do with stresses or anything. The tension or anxiety that's coming along with me has absolutely nothing to do with outside factors. Um, like what happened to me was I did that biofeedback and I got stuck in this tension because I mind manipulated it into me. So if I'm being if I'm seeming to be tensed up about or have an anxiety about stuff, it's because I've gone into this situation in the tension, and I'm trying to like not do it as I'm trying to play a sport or whatever it may be, anything. But whereas if I go into the situation not in tension at all, then there's no amount of stresses that would ever get me tensed up in any way. In fact, it would be just the opposite. You could put me in the worst war zone holocaust possible and it would just relax me more. I would think more. I would have more gut feeling because I would know that I would need to think more and have more gut instincts on what to do and what to say and whatnot. I would be more relaxed. Or if it's a sporting situation, it would just get me more excited and everything. It would make me even more relaxed so that I would be able to play better. If I go into it and I'm not stuck in tension, going into it. So there is no amount of stresses that would ever tense me up if I go into the situation free of the biofeedback tension. So outside factors have nothing to do with whether I get tensed up or not. Zero, zip, nada, nothing to do with it. But if I go into it, it doesn't matter. Like I might, like, if I go into it tensed up in trying to play or whatever, into the war zone tensed up, well, I'm fucked because, I'm trying to, my concentration wouldn't even be on the war zone or anything or any of the thinking. It's just like trying to stop doing the tension so then I could think, and I wouldn't even care. I wouldn't even care about the bullets whizzing by. I would be caring more about not doing the tension so then I could, then I could play the war zone game or something. That's why I'm like kind of like saying, well, I kind of stuck in this tension thing. It's too complicated to explain, but I'm actually a lot better than what I appear to be right now. So don't judge me. That's what it sucks when I'm stuck in this tension. I'm playing some newbie or whatever, and they're like, oh, they're talking about my game. Oh yeah, you're like this. You're like, so judgmental about what I am, and I'm like, just don't judge me. Don't judge my game or whatever. The way I am now has nothing to do with anything. Stuck in tension. It's fucking not even the real me whatsoever. So it's stuff like that. You have to understand it. As if I go in, this tension's gone. Like I blocked it out. I'm like Rambo. Anything more stresses would just make me more relaxed because I would feel like I have to be more relaxed. I have to think more. Get out of this complex situation or whatever. It's just like it only helps me. I mean, what would cause me to get into the tension are things like isolation, which happens many times. Like I remember like last time when I was out of the tension, I was just like almost begging like a friend or a person that he was one of the few friends out here, like, hey, invite me to these parties. Like we need to, he's I guess he's not that much of a friend, really. And I need to keep, I didn't outright tell him anything. I just I wanted to socialize. I wanted to keep, I live by myself and everything, and it's hard to socialize. I'm naturally a very social animal. That was what I was always into, and I need to socialize, but instead I got isolated, and then I'm sitting at home, and instead of doing the right things, trying to stay busy, kind of ran out of jobs, nothing to do, and instead of doing maybe the right things, like at least like getting out of the house and trying to maybe lift some weights or something, or read books instead of watch TV. I just go into like, yeah, I'll be fine. I'll just watch a little too much TV, hours and hours. And then, if it's not like some brilliant movies one after another, I'll just kind of start zombieing out. And anyways, the biggest problem is you start feeling this tension, and it's like, oh, wait a second, I am having a little bit of tension here, aren't I? And then it's trying to get rid of it. And then it's like, it's almost like it's only a matter of time before you're trying to get rid of that little bit of tension that you're thinking is the biofeedback tension, which it is, but it's only a little bit. And then then it's tenfold, and then you're really trying to separate that tension out of your body, and then you're stuck in the tension, and then it can be up to just months of trying to figure out the techniques to try to escape this tension that you're stuck in, trying to do all the techniques that I'm talking about, like body awareness technique, Tai Chi. So then I'm trying to play in this tension. Of course, it's just sloppy because you're not thinking. When you're out of the tension, it's like everything's in slow motion because you're thinking so much. There's no tension here, so it's just kind of like you're just automatically just seeing everything, no problem. It's just like you're imagining shots before you hit it, and you're hitting it right where you imagine it, and you're relaxed. So it's just your muscle coordination is just much more just there. And plus you feel happy. I mean, that's why it's like happiness, go for confidence, go for happiness, go for relaxation. Doesn't matter. All three of them are one. You lose one, you lose them all. So I call it the CHR, short for Chris. Confident, happy, relaxed. And you can't have it when you're stuck in biofeedback tension. What else? I was like, Chris is... I had another acronym too. CGT, what was that? Gut. It's something about like when you get a gut feeling, you kind of got to hold it. Like trying to get out of the tension. It's kind of like that body awareness technique, and also here's my hand. So you try to get a real strong sense of the exterior, and then once you're feeling that, you kind of got to really hold it while also trying to say, okay, I am out of it, and then just trying to, but you got to keep the hold on to it, because it's all about getting rid of the tension. And so you want to get rid of the tension and transfer that into the feelings of the exterior, And then when you got that feeling of that exterior, then you gotta hold that, because that needs to be there while at the same time you're thinking in the exterior environment, which also starts to connect to emotional feelings. So you get this hard tension out of you, and it transfers into emotional feelings based on the thoughts that you're thinking, while having the strong kind of feeling of this exterior, which I say now you're back into the third dimension, because it's almost like it's almost like a glorified self-consciousness that you'll get stuck inside of when you're stuck in the tension too. And so you're not even really seeing the other. And then when you do finally start to break out of it, you're not seeing yourself at all. You're just kind of like totally focused on the other person and everything. Your gut feeling is on them and everything, and all kinds of different thoughts and gut feeling emotions and stuff like that. So it is a totally different world. One world is hell and the other world is heaven. It's awesome. And that's just the way I always was naturally before I got stuck in that goddamn biofeedback. Like I say, not a day in my life where I wouldn't go turn back time just to not do that shit. But yeah. So anyways, this video is just like to explain, listen, outside factors have absolutely nothing to do with whether I get tensed up or something like that. It's not I don't have a fight or flight. It has nothing to do with fight or flight with my particular type of tension that I get stuck into. It has nothing to do with that. It just has to do with whether I'm going into the situation, whether I'm stuck in the tension that day, or if I'm not. And if I'm not, hell, bring on more stresses. It won't bother me a bit. But if I'm in the tension, yeah, more stresses is just, I'm just in a zombie world. It's not going to help either, because I'll stay stuck in it while I try to do other things. I'll stay stuck in the tension while I try to think. And then the thinking almost feels like it hurts because I'm thinking with projected tension, and the thoughts are real short, and it's like I don't even can barely think at all. So right now the state that I'm in right now is the state in which probably most people are when they're fully kind of stuck in it, but in a totally different way. The method in which I got stuck in the tension is like unreally horrific. It doesn't even comprehend. It has no relation to the type of tension other people kind of naturally get. And they probably naturally get it because of worries and fears and stuff like that. But that's not how I get it. I mean, maybe because the worry and fear is about, stuck in biofeedback tension, that particular type of tension that I got stuck in. And there's a lot of relations to it in that way. But it doesn't come from, I'm worried about winning or losing or something like that. That's not an initiation of any type of tension. You understand? So that's the difference. And yeah. And next time I get out of it, I just really got to figure out how to stay busy, how to maybe pray to God I can just finally get a girlfriend, so then I can, because I don't care about being like athletic or being any kind of superstar of anything. I just care about having like a life in which I would much rather trade all that into just having like kind of like a normal life with maybe where I'm socializing and doing stuff like a lot, and that way when I am relaxed, I can stay relaxed because I can keep thinking and talking to people. Anyways, it's complicated, and I need a suntan.